Hello fellow traders, and welcome to a big tour around in the market here. And as you know, I'm normally both looking at the charts for the currencies, but I'm also looking at some of the fundamental macroeconomic factors. And one of the things I have been looking a lot at lately is the US interest. Now here we can see it's a US government bond 10-year yield, and that is of course the inverse of the bonds. But this is the yield we can see, and we can see that the 10-year yield has just been tearing upwards here, meaning that the bond market has been going down. Now the reason that I'm looking at this is that normally the US dollar will be following the interest rate. So with a higher interest rate, we'll also see a higher surge towards US dollars, and therefore we'll see a rising dollar. Now right now the dollar is actually not rising, and that is something we might have a look at. So maybe if one of these will give first, either the interest rate or the US dollar. If it's a US dollar, then we will have to look at some long positions in US dollars. Now on the weekly chart, if we just enlarge that here, we can see there is a bear flag here back in 1920 that fulfilled its rules here, went down to around 0.5%, and then we saw a tear upwards. We saw quite a large flag downwards, and now it has broken out. And if it should follow its rule of thumb, it should go up towards 2.5% sometimes in the spring. Now, a key number I'll be looking at this week is Wednesday. We'll see the inflation numbers from United States coming out, and that means that if they are higher than expected, or at least if they are high, around the 4 to 5%, then we will definitely also see a higher interest rate, because the people would want a higher interest rate in US dollars when the inflation is high, because that means their money is getting worth less and less. But let's have a look at some of the currencies, and as you know, always let's have a look at the spaghetti charts here, showing the individual relative strength. And as we can see right now, on a daily chart here, we can see that the Australian dollar is one of the strongest, and the Japanese yen, the red line here, is one of the weakest. We can see the same here on the 4-hour time frame, and here with the Australian dollar, we can see the same here on the 1-hour time frame. So I would definitely look to go long in either Australian dollar or short the yen, or maybe a combination of the two. So let's try and have a look at here. As you know, I have constructed these currencies group. Here we have the yen group in TradingView, with yen as a base currency in all of them. And here we can see on a weekly, daily, 4-hour and 1-hour time frame to see if we can spot some sort of good trades. And the problem with the yen is it has already run quite quickly downwards. Now, as you might remember, what I am looking for is a break below some structure here, and then I'm looking for a retracement back to that. It could actually also be something back here, but up in this area somewhere. So as you can see, it would take quite a move upwards towards the in this inverse, the pound, the yen pound here. Normally we would then look at a long in pound yen. That is the normal order of this, but we have just taken the yen as the first base here. So if you are looking to go long for this, you would have to go for the pound yen and then go for a long instead. If we're looking at the next one here, we have the yen dollar, also something that would normally be the dollar yen, but I would definitely look for some move up towards this area here, and then maybe look for a something look like this, showing some weakness here, going downwards on the 1-hour time frame. You could even go down to the 15-minute time frame, but as you can see right now, the yen is pointing down. Now that can also tell us a bit about the stock market, because normally the Japanese yen is somewhere you are looking for trades, if for long trades, if you think the world is a bit nervous and the stock market might be a bit nervous. So having the yen dropping like this might actually be a signal that the turmoil we are looking at in the stock market right now is not that serious, or at least it's not putting its nervousness into the currency market just yet. Now you can see the same with the yen towards the euro here. Definitely weakness, and I would look for some bounce up towards this area here before I would look to go down. As you can see right now, it is a bit hard to find a good trade here. It has just run so wildly downwards. The yen towards the Australian dollar, again we see this area here right now. It's just tumbling downwards. I would have liked to get in on some of these trades, but the real good short trades just started sometimes Friday, and we had the non-farm payrolls that were very bad compared to what you would expect. So I was not really comfortable taking some trades anywhere in the market just around the non-farm payrolls. We have the yen Canadian dollar, same picture, the yen towards the New Zealand dollar. So as you can see, the yen is just tumbling. It is quite amazing to see. So to be honest, right now I don't have any completely clear trades setting up in the yen. When we're looking at the Australian dollar group here, we can see that it is going up. That is what we saw as well on the spaghetti charts, and as you can see here, this one is always also running up, and we do have somewhere here. It was actually a bit up, but I do like it to really get past this and then have a retracement. This is just a muddy area, and I would like to see some more strength up here, a bit of a retracement, and then some strength, maybe timed on the 1 hour time frame. Again, Australian dollar towards the euro going upwards, and yeah, well, we might see we have a rotation area here, and we might see a bit of a retracement here. Again, it's a bit closer to actually giving us some trades. We can even see here on the weekly chart actually that this have broken a very significant downwards trend that has been running since March 21 here. It has broken this, and it seems like the Australian dollar is following the oil upwards, so that is interesting. Australian dollar here, as you can see, there was actually a good setup here, but again, this was on Friday, and then this very early morning. I might have been able to take it here, but to be honest, I didn't. But as you can see, this is the setup that I'm looking for. And of course, I'm not staying up in the middle of the night looking for the trades. So it came up here, some clear, well-defined tops here, definitely. Then a retracement down into this support area. And we could see something here. It's not completely as clean as I do like it, but we saw one move here, and then a move up, and it could maybe have been taken here. But again, it was in the middle of the night, and I'm not really staying up just to take these trades. We have the Australian dollar versus the pound here, also a break up, but to be honest, it has not really made the setup yet. I will be looking for a retracement down into this support area here, as we saw just a second ago. Australian dollar yen, well, as you know, yen is the weakest, Australian dollar is the strongest. So should we have been in something here, we should have taken it all the way down here, and we didn't really have a perfect setup. You might have been able to argue that this was the setup, but no, nothing really clear, and that means sometimes I'm just missing trades like this, and that is how it is. Australian dollar CAD here, nothing really strong here to see. We have the Australian dollar New Zealand, again a setup that might be building. If we're looking at it at a 1 hour time frame here, you can see that we do have some sort of area here where we have found some support and resistance, and if we can get this one down on the 1 hour time frame, maybe bouncing once, maybe twice, then Australian dollar New Zealand dollar maybe something. Australian dollar here, Again, as you can see here, there is this area. We can see it's bouncing once, it's bouncing twice, and again, this was very early this morning. So had I been up, I might have been able to take it here. But again, the dollar was a bit without direction, so I was not completely certain if I wanted to take a short towards the dollar. Australian dollar euro. Now this is actually a trade I am in right now, just as the euro Australian dollar. I'll show you that in a second, but as you can see here, we had this area here, and I actually took it at the break up here, but I took it because it was not the perfect setup, but I took it because, as you can see this morning, we saw the Australian dollar moving up the blue line here, and then we have this orange brown moving downwards, and now it has retraced a bit up here, but the Australian dollar and the euro was moving really violently away from each other here, one in the strong side, one in the weak side. So I simply took a break here. I took it of course short, and I'll show you the real trade just in a second. Australian dollar Swiss is not completely clear here, and then we are back towards the pound. Now let me just show you the real trade. The only trade I'm in right now, I was stopped out of a euro pound actually this morning. I took a short and it went against me, so I made -1R there. And right now I am in a short euro Aussie here. Took on the break with confirmation from the relative strength spaghetti charts here. And well, for now I have a target down around 1.564 down here, but if it's moving down quickly, I might actually move this a bit in the positive direction, in more profit down here. And yeah, let's see if we can just get it down around here, around the 1.569-ish here. Then I will have made the loss back that I took this morning. But I'm not taking it off yet. I might move my stop loss to break even when it get down here around somewhere. But right now I have around 0.3R or something like that. So let's see if that will move down further. Alright, that's all for today. I hope you'll have some good trading this week, and be careful especially on Wednesday with the inflation numbers. They might move the market quite a lot, especially all the pairs with the dollar in them. That's all for now. Happy trading out there, and take care of yourself and your money. Bye for now.